Let's finally speak about Graf. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor and I got the hoodie to prove that fact. And today we're going to be speaking about a SPAC that we've actually never even spoken about on the channel before, but a lot of people have been asking me about as of late. It is Graf. And the company that Graf will be doing the merger with is Velodyne Lidar or Lidar, whatever way you want to pronounce it. And I can understand why so many people are asking me about this company, because it's very interesting and, to be fair, it is the kind of thing I may invest in. So in today's video, we're going to go through them. We're going to go through the merger. It has now been confirmed. We'll go through what I think. We'll go through the recent price action. We'll go through the investor presentation. But before we even get into that, just a really quick, brief understanding of what these guys do. LiDAR is an acronym for light detection and ranging. It is sometimes called laser scanning or 3D scanning. And what's gotten a lot of people interested in this is that can obviously be used in regards to autonomous driving. So I can understand why people would think that I would have an interest. And the fact that they're trading around $25 a share as well, I mean, yeah, it definitely would pique your interest. So right before we get into the video, guys, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It really does help me on the channel out. If you're new around here, what are you waiting for, my friend? Hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs, which is insane to say. And please drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this company, whether this is your first time hearing about them or if you're an investor. Just let me know. With that being said, guys, into the video. So literally just yesterday, it was announced that this merger is happening. They jointly announced today that they have closed their previously announced business combination, and beginning today, Wednesday, September 30th, the common stock and warrants of Velodyne Lidar, the post-combination company, are expected to begin trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol VLDR. So as I'm recording this, market's not open, obviously. This is what the chart looks like right now. And now this has been going on for a while. I mean, if we look on the 6-month chart, we started to move back here around the second week of June. So it's been going on for a considerable period of time. You know, we saw what we saw with a lot of SPACs. This very much so replicates an awful lot of SPACs. We went up nicely. We had our dip. We had our consolidation phase. We had a massive up. They were affected by the massive sell-off, and now they had this rebound. So I mean, these guys were up as much as $30 a share, which again, an awful lot of SPACs have been. Look at Workhorse, look at Lordstown Motors. They then took a dip to around $20 a share. Look at Workhorse, look at Lordstown Motors. And now they're sitting at about $24 to $25. Look at Workhorse, look at Lordstown Motors. It was just something I noticed. It was really weird price action. Just a lot of similarities there. But anyway, all in all, they've done very well. And this is before the merger has even gone through. Now we can see that in the pre-market today, they're up about 1.5%. It's looking like a red day, but I mean, considering that, you know, the ticker symbol is expected to change today, this is a little bit underwhelming. Now we're going to go through the investor presentation. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the company, if I think I would invest or if I'm going to stay away at current prices. But again, I know a lot of people might not really understand what this is, so I just want to explain it one more time. So LiDAR is an acronym for light detection and ranging. It is sometimes called laser scanning or 3D scanning. The technology uses eye-safe laser beams to create a 3D representation of the surveyed environment. So this here, this image that you're looking at, this video, that kind of shows what goes on behind the scenes in regards to autonomous driving. But it's very important to know from the beginning, there is a lot more to this company than just autonomous driving, okay? That's the first thing we all think about, but there's a lot more implementations for this kind of technology. But this is how it works, okay? So the sensor emits pulse light waves into the surrounding environment, which is exactly what we see here. These pulses bounce off surrounding objects and return to the sensor, and the sensor uses the time it took for each pulse to return to the sensor to calculate the distance. So I mean, absolutely incredible technology, and definitely something that I think will be used across a large span of industries in the future. And if we go to their about section on the website, it says that right here. So they provide smart, powerful LiDAR solutions for autonomous vehicles, driver assistance, delivery solutions, robotics, navigation, mapping, and more. There's a lot more, and we will see that later on as well. They have a portfolio of different LiDAR sensor technologies. You will see that in the product menu. I mean, there's a whole lot of different ones. They're a market leader, okay, and they have served more than 300 customers already, including nearly all of the leading global automotive OEMs. So I mean, right off the bat, this is something that's right up my street, you know what I mean? It's innovative technology. It will have its implementations in the world of EV, but I never really took too much interest in them, and I know that has surprised a lot of people. So as always, we'll take a good look into the investor presentation. This is relatively up to date. It's from July 2020, so you'll love to see a nice up to date one. The transaction overview, something that's always super important to understand, especially when we look at the financials later on. So the valuation implies a pro forma enterprise value of $1.6 billion. That's 2.3 times 2024 estimated revenue of approximately $680 million, and equity value of $1.8 billion. Okay, so quite big right off the bat. The transaction will be funded by a combination of Graf cash held in a trust account. That's how these SPACs work. Graf common stock and proceeds from the PIPE. That's standard stuff. So we have a fully committed PIPE of $150 million, and the transaction will result in approximately $192 million of cash to the balance sheet to fund growth. Okay, so right off the bat, bat, that's what we know. Everything looks decent. All of those numbers look relatively fair. Now the investment highlights, let's just get a really decent understanding of everything that's going on. So they're an established market leader. Love to see that. You know, I say it many times on the channel, I like to invest in the companies who are at the top of their particular sector or subsector. So they're the first mover eclipsing the market share. And yeah, they have 300 plus customers with 570 million of cumulative revenue since 2010. So 570 million of cumulative revenue in about 10 years. So right off the bat, we see 2024 estimated revenue to be $680 million. So they clearly want to grow very fast over the next few years. So strong secular trends. They're critical to safety first culture. Yep, very true. Definitely, you know, those are the times we live in. And our drive to lower ASPs is accelerating adoption across industries. Obviously very, very important as well. People want to pay less. Scarce investment at attractive valuation. Okay, would be only pure play public LiDAR company. Yep. A pro forma valuation at a substantial discount versus comparable companies. Nikola, Plug Power, Tesla, and other names we'll all recognize. Deep defendable competitive moat. Okay, this is an important thing. So entrenched customer relationships with high switching costs. Extensive and defendable patent portfolio. Broad product portfolio with proven volume manufacturing. So yeah, fantastic. And highly visible growth. Okay, so estimated 800 million plus in contracted revenue through 2024. 50% of 2024 is contracted. And an opportunity for 60+% revenue compound annual growth rate from 2020 to 2024, and that is going to have to come to fruition to you know, verify the valuations they're putting on their company right now. So I mean, back in 2005 they invented real-time 3D LiDAR. 2007 began the world's first commercial production, and today they're the leaders of technology. So they have 16 signed multi-year contracts. Okay, 300 plus customers, 55 plus granted or pending patents, and 40,000 units shipped. And that 40,000 units shipped, if we have a look here at the little text, is actually as of December 31st. So more than likely, it's considerably more at this stage. So this is the product roadmap, okay? And you can see this is pretty much everything we have right now. Surround view, rotational, hybrid, solid state. Yep, that's what we expect. Directional solid state, okay? And announced future products, we have the Velobit, the Velodyne, so this will be hemispherical, which would be pretty cool, and software. So our investments drive gross margin expansion at scale. Again, quite interesting, quite good. Technology miniaturization, so micro LiDAR arrays and custom ASICs enable mass production at lower unit costs, and that comes back to them saying they want their lower prices. Proprietary manufacturing IP, so they have a fully automated wafer scale LiDAR manufacturing process. Awesome, fully automated, love to see it. I wonder if they use some of their own products to make sure everything's going okay. Manufacturing partnerships, we have Nikon, Veoneer, Fabrinet, and overseas production. So established low cost production in Thailand. Happy days. So now this is one thing that was very interesting to me. Okay, we are much more than an autonomous vehicle company. So we can see in 2017, autonomous vehicles took up an awful lot of this pie chart, and robotics and industrial was, you know, coming up towards the 50% mark. But as of right now, autonomous vehicles account for maybe 25%. And then we have everything else. We have ADAS, robotics and industrial, mapping, shuttles, smart city delivery, taking up the rest of the 75%. So I do think that's something to understand from the start, is there's a lot of different markets for these guys to be getting into. It is far more than just autonomous vehicles. And we can kind of see here, okay, they're highly diversified projects across industries. 165 projects could potentially yield a total of 8 million units shipped by 2025. I mean, these guys really are looking to kick up production at absolutely incredible rates. And if that is to happen, yeah, it's definitely going to be fantastic. But they are setting the bar very, very high right off the bat. And you can kind of see here that things are really expected to kick off next year, and then also from 2023 onwards. That's when they're looking to, you know, really have their major spikes in growth. And I mean, if they can yield 8 million units shipped by 2025, that's going to be pretty nuts. So there's big barriers to entry here, but that's actually a good thing for this company, because they've gotten through the barriers to entry. And so this might seem a little bit complicated at first, but it's quite easy once you have a look at it. So this is the contract journey, you know, closing a deal essentially. So discovery and system specification takes 1 to 6 months maybe, okay, each. And that's the request for information stage. Once all of this happens, okay, then we go on to initial testing, which can take up to a year. And then you get the request for quotation, the RFQ, and then you get the production contract after software development and validation and hardware system validation of up to 12 months. So I mean, this can be a really, really long process, but then these contracts in general are going to last you years and years and years. And if you go through this long of a process, you're not going to just change over to a new provider. You're not going to do that whole thing over again. So here are their competitive moats, okay, and this does sum up a lot of the good for these guys. So even entrenched customer relationships, yep, that's what we just spoke about. Driving average selling price reductions, okay, defendable IP portfolio as we saw with the patents, okay, diverse product portfolio and more products to come, and access to capital. And here's kind of a summary of the multi-year contracts. You can generally just see that they go up quite a lot as time goes on. So again, if this is to be true, if this is to come to fruition, fantastic for the company. But some of the numbers they're putting out there, in my opinion, are absolutely crazy. Not that I'm trying to say they're absolutely unattainable. I mean, if we look back at the numbers they projected in 5 years and they've hit them, it's going to be beautiful. So here's what our free cash flow projections look like, okay? So 2022, we start making money, and then things get really real from 2024 onwards. Until then, not too much happens free cash flow wise. EBITDA is a very similar story, as it often would be. So guys, I mean, I appreciate that this is a very exciting company. It's innovative, and I see an awful lot of potential. I genuinely do, and I really hope that this company does incredibly well. I don't know enough about this industry as a whole just yet. I mean, I haven't looked into LiDAR before I found out about this company. I haven't invested in them, and to be completely honest, at current prices, I don't plan on investing in them, but I do believe in them, and I do believe prices will go up. I just wouldn't feel very comfortable investing yet. I don't know enough about the industry. It really is that simple. I've looked at a few articles here and there. I've obviously looked at their investor presentation. I see lots of conflicting information. The growth over the last 10 years or so in this company and the whole industry in general, it's been fine, but it hasn't been near what these guys are projecting for the next 4 years. And again, if the projections come to fruition, I mean, yeah, this company is going up a whole lot higher than $25 a share. And I definitely don't think they're overvalued. But it's just me personally. You know, I won't invest in this company if I don't know enough about the industry as a whole. Maybe I will do more research into them. Maybe I will find some points that change my mind. But right now, you know, I'm not going to invest just off of the excitement of autonomy and, you know, robotics, innovation, etc. I don't like to do that. Now, again, I want to make it very clear. I don't by any means think this is a bad investment. In fact, I would not be surprised if I heavily regret this at some stage in the future. If you've done more research than me, which I'm sure a lot of you will have, you may be able to, you know, help enlighten me. I've just found so much conflicting information. I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't take it too seriously when I first started looking into them. But I mean, they've done well, you know what I mean? From 11th of June to the 29th of September, still up 137%, and you know, it's officially happening. The merger is officially happening. They are going to be in a good cash position, you know what I mean? They have room to grow. They have a very well established business. They have a lot of customers. They have a lot of contracts going forwards. But you don't have to jump on every opportunity that you think could go well. You know what I mean? There's a lot of opportunities out there. I understand a lot more than this company, and that's fine. But anyway, guys, that is what I have to say on this company as of right now. Now, who knows? I may be able to free up some time and look into it a bit more. We'll have to wait and see. So, my friend, if you have watched until the end of the video, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You are helping me out so much. So just thank you for being here. It means the world to me. If you enjoyed the video, could I please ask you to hit that like button, drop me a comment and subscribe, because all of that helps me out so much. And you genuinely will help me get to that goal of 50,000 subscribers if you do those things. It's a really exciting company, and I do think it has a whole lot of potential. And don't get me wrong, I want them to do incredibly well. I think that will benefit a lot of other investments even that I am in. But you don't have to invest in every opportunity that shows its face to you. Also, guys, about the Patreon. With Patreon, you get charged the 1st of every month. So a reminder, September is nearly over. So you more than likely don't want to sign up today. But if you want to get the most value for your money, wait until, you know, tomorrow. If you sign up the first, you get full value, baby, and it's awesome. We have over 350 patrons in there right now. It's genuinely an amazing community. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you for another video very soon. Peace.